Which movie is just the worst piece of crap you've ever seen? The one where the supermarket food comes alive. So bad that I don't even remember the name. Edit, Sausage Party. https://u2.b/0rdp_Zimri Food Fight? Taxi, with Jimmy Fallon. I hate it so much. This is the only movie I ever walked out on. Sadly, the movie I snuck into instead was Shark Tale. I used to work in a group home for people with disabilities. One client used to be sent cheap DVDs by his dad, and it was December, so he wanted to watch the new Krampus DVD he was sent. However, this wasn't the probably fun Adam Scott 2015 movie. It was called Krampus, the Christmas Devil, and it was incredibly low budget. Most of the movie was three guys in camo walking around the woods in silence with guns. And Krampus literally kept naked women in cages and assaulted them. It seemed more like a snuff film. I had him turn it off around this point. I worked in a group home for kids who were developmentally disabled. I can still recite most of the lines for Home and the first Despicable Me. Those movies were on repeat for months. I finally had to hide them. Tiptoes with Gary Oldman, in the role of a lifetime. For the unaware, they got Gary Oldman to play a dwarf, mostly by standing on his knees. Also Peter Dinklage was in the movie as a French communist dwarf. Greater than French communist dwarf. You got my interest piqued. Birdemic, save yourself and never watch this total piece of cinematic trash. I love my Mustang, it's a plug-in hybrid, and it gets 100 mpg. No flashback please. I have tried to forget I ever witnessed this. Food Fight, not going to lie, I pirated the movie just to see how bad it was. Didn't watch the whole thing, I skipped around, watched about 30 to 45 minutes total. It was that bad. For those that don't know, it was this ultra shitty animated film with the animations not even fully rendered, a shitty plot, shitty dialogue, like the lines were bad and the sound quality was piss poor. They used different cheap mics for the same scene, you can easily tell, and so much fucking product placement, like no joke. The vast majority of background characters are product mascots. Words cannot describe the absolute shittiness of this movie. See for yourself if you doubt me. I am generally a pretty casual movie watcher and am not a harsh critic. Plus one other, the characters legit looks like a shit, no joke. You pirated Food Fight, but you still pay too much for it. The Disaster Movie. It's the bottom of the parody movies trend from the 2000s. Yeah, all the movies the other writers tried to make after the Wayans brothers split were absolute shit. Disaster movie, action movie, date movie, etc., all complete shit. Not Another Teen Movie was pretty good. The Happening. Known in this house as The Crappening. Mark Wahlberg absolutely phoning it in cause he was so embarrassed. Didn't blame him, TBH. I've got some news for you, he wasn't phoning it in. He's not a good actor. Holmes and Watson. I watched this on an airplane, I tried to walk out. Wait, no, The Bye Bye Man. This movie. This fucking movie. I watched this shit last night because I thought, hey, surely it's bad, but maybe I can at least mock it, right? Wrong. This movie sucks so fucking bad that I cannot fathom how anyone can get through it. The plot is worse than bog standard, it's nonsensical. There is legitimately a point in this film in which we are supposed to believe that the Bye Bye Man gave a main character erectile dysfunction. This is not a comedic scene, though. If it were, I wouldn't know because this film is god-awful at tone too. I had no idea who was supposed to have romantic tension with who. The characters aren't even fucking real people, just further recursions of college student cliches. No one is likable and the main character is the most stupid, shit-stain protagonist I have ever had the displeasure of following. I think the worst part of this film is that it has the sheer audacity to last an hour and 41 minutes. You won't be laughing when he kills you. https://pbs.twimp.com/media/c0xduawards. Format equals JPG and name equals 900 by 900. Christmas with the Cranks. I know it's a cheesy, schlock holiday movie with the dude from Home Improvement, but the message that movie sends just pissed me off. Made him out to be the bad guy when he wasn't, at all. Dude just wanted to cheer his wife up and do something different for the holidays since his daughter was bailing on them, and didn't want to change those cool new plans at the last second when his flake of a daughter changed her mind. Also, absolutely awful neighbors, would have moved and possibly ditched the wife based on how he was treated. That movie infuriates me. The neighbors are dicks and I hate that they're framed as the good guys. The Fred movie. Jim Carter. There's a 22-year-old Mongolian heiress who's being held captive in a mountain fortress that happens to have a pommel horse in it. There's no other way. The skill of gymnastics. The kill of karate, I think that was the tagline. It was a really bad movie. Manos, Hands of Fate. I take care of the place while the master is away. Also, fun fact, Manos is Spanish for hands, so the title is Hands, the Hands of Fate. Torgo music, Torgo music, Torgo music. The Dark Tower. I love the books, but the movie is crap. Besides that fact that they took one of the most complex and compelling storylines ever written and crammed 7-8 books worth of material into a 90 minutes movie, all that fucking build up and the gunslinger kills the bad guy by just doing a trick shot. That's it. He can be killed by just bulleting harder. WTF. Dragon Ball Evolution. Gross. Showgirls. I love campy movies, but this was too much. Dragon Ball Evolution, total disgrace to everything Dragon Ball was about. That was the final straw to convince Toriyama to start writing Dragon Ball stuff again though, right? I still haven't gotten around to watching Super outside of the He's Not Black clip. If you're a fan of DBs, I can't recommend Super enough. The English dub is almost at the end too. Plus the new season is coming soon, so good time to get amongst it. I actually saw Battlefield Earth in the theater. What part did you hate most? I'll tell you about the part I liked the most. I saw Battlefield Earth in a packed theater, and it was one of those extra large movie theaters. The movie was terrible and the crowd was reacting accordingly, which is to say that there were no gasps, cheers, laughs or any other sound coming from the audience, even during the biggest moments. Except for right near the end. There's a scene where the humans put a nuke on the aliens' teleport pad, sending it to their home world, where the explosion ignited the atmosphere, killing all the bad guys and saving the day. It's the climax of the movie and it was undoubtedly intended to elicit cheers. Well, right after the alien planet exploded, the theater was so quiet you could have heard a pin drop. Literally. That is, until some guy way up in the back let out with the most sarcastic woo you've ever heard. At that moment the entire theater erupted with raucous laughter. It was a great moment of shared derision for this unbelievable turkey of a film, and it darn near made it worth the price of admission. Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Had to sit through it 11 years ago and am still mad about it. The Emoji Movie. I wanna strangle whoever thought that was a good movie idea. Just think, though, it's from the same studio that gave us Into the Spider-Verse not long afterwards. Possibly the greatest apology of all time. 2015 Fantastic Four. Nothing flowed, the script was bad, you could tell the actors weren't super happy about being there, and I think the editor was a drunk monkey. The hypest scene in that movie was Thing leaping from a cargo plane to crash into a tank like a missile, and it got removed from the final film. The scene didn't fit in with the rest of the film. It was good. Being objective, The Room by Tommy Wiseau, but fuck, I love that movie. The tests came back, I definitely have breast cancer. Anyway, how's your sex life? I literally can't make it even a quarter of the way through House of Wax. The Paris Hilton one, obviously. It's worth it just to watch her get killed. Try watching Repo. The Genetic Opera. Some of the best work she's ever done. She plays a spoiled, entitled heiress who is addicted to drugs and plastic surgery, and you get to see her face fall off. I don't remember the name of the movie, but it was about a group of friends who go on a yacht and jump in the water and then realize that they have no way to get back on the yacht and then start dying. It is the stupidest, most boring movie I have ever watched. Open Water 2, Adrift, that's the one. Admittedly, I had seen it right after my daughter was born, so the idea of having my infant trapped on a boat by herself, as I uselessly flailed around trying to get to her, was genuinely scary to me. Then I watched it again about a week ago when it happened to be on TV, and realized it was the dumbest goddamn movie ever. How the fuck does a group of roughly 7 to 8 adults collectively decide that leaving a sleeping infant unattended on a boat just to go swimming in the ocean is a good idea? Eragon. There's no Eragon movie, what are you talking about? Nor is there an Avatar in Ba Sing Se. Still bitter over suffering through the Lightning Thief film. Probably the worst book to film adaptation. Eragon not only bombed, it messed up basically every plot thread to such an extent that a sequel to it based on source material is impossible. Big budget movies in no particular order, all the Transformers movies after the first one. AVP and AVP, are X-Men Origins Wolverine. AVP was alright for what it is. Just saw AVP, and yes, that one was a pile of vomit, The Last Airbender. Thankfully it totally doesn't exist. BTW the Earth King invites you to Lake Laogai. I am honored to accept his invitation. Movie 43.